Think I'm on. Well, good morning to Goodwill community. My name is Anthony Hawkins. I work at the Goodwill Working Community Workshop, and I'm here today to do my very first Facebook Live. I want to welcome all the Goodwill family and Facebook family. Welcome to my first Facebook Live. Today, what we're going to be doing for you is showing what we've been working on here the last couple of days. We've been doing a lot of changes around the workshop, a lot of changes that are going to bring some really quality and good activities and things for you guys to be engaged with. Um, Miss all of you. Hope you guys are all staying safe. And without further ado, talk about what we're doing today. Now, the lab that I'm going to be talking with you today is our Woodworking Skill Lab. And what we're going to be doing with that is basically teaching some construction trades that you will be able to use later on in the future. So let's bear with me here. Go to my next slide. What is the purpose of our woodworking? The purpose of this skill lab is to learn skills that'll be transferable to the job place, as well as learning specific skills in the art of woodworking. We will also learn skills specific to construction trades, such as wall framing, wall repair, electrical installation, and plumbing work. All the items that we construct um, will be marketed and sold after they're constructed, and the proceeds from those constructions and selling them will go right back into our program, which is also good. What are the skills that you're going to be learning? I know that some of you were saying that to yourself. What skills are you learning? Well, here they are. We're going to practice certain math skills, measuring, counting, things of that nature. We're going to learn project managing and planning, um, being able to look at a project, figure out what kind of materials and things that you're going to need for that project, and to plan the amount of time that you're going to need, the amount of money that you might need to purchase the products and whatnot, or uh, lumber and things that you might need. Um, Put in art concepts into practice. Nurture your creativity. You know, you're going to be building, the first things we're going to be working on are cornhole boards, and you'll have that creativity to paint those cornhole boards, or you might have individuals that want specific uh, cornhole boards. You know, I'm a big Steelers fan. You saw that picture of the Pittsburgh Steelers cornhole boards. Um, I've done plenty of those in the past, so we look forward to doing that also. Um, Learn new or improve learning abilities and build self-esteem. Because how many of you felt really good about building something or producing a product or producing a art activity, and how good you feel after you're looking at that product after it's finished? Learn how to turn hobbies into revenue. As I said earlier, we're going to take the products and things that we make in here in our shop. We're going to take those. We're going to market those through one of our other labs in terms of putting things online to sell those things for people, and then take that money again and put back into our program. Discover new areas of interest. You know, some of you may not have ever worked with wood before. You know, when I started years ago to previous employment, I'd never worked with wood. I'd never done any of that. But through trial and error and through visions from other people, I taught myself how to build cornhole boards. Um, Started building picnic tables and things of that nature. Uh, Going to the next screen. Next screen. Of course, now we're going to be working with wood. Some of the most important things for us to remember is safety. We always want to be safe. I've never worked with wood. I've never done it. We always want to be safe in the area where we're working, with, whether we're using tools. And right now, the climate of of our world and that we're in now, um, protecting ourselves from the coronavirus. And we're going to continue to do that in our area. Some of the things that we're going to be looking at in terms of safety is you're going to be required to wear safety gear. Why do we want to wear safety gear? And I know some of you had that question in your mind. Well, we're wearing safety glasses because they must be worn at all times while you're on the floor to prevent yourself from having particles and things. You know, we're working with wood and dust and things that are going to be in that area, so there's going to be a lot of flying particles that are going to be in the air or in the air. Also, we're going to be working with some corrosive substance such as oils and paints and stains, and we don't want to get that stuff in your eye. You know, that's bad. You're gonna end up having to go to a doctor. We don't want to go to the doctor. You know, we want to be safe while we're here. Um, Masks. We're going to be required to wear masks to prevent breathing of sawdust and particles that also might be in the air, but also to follow the coronavirus regulations that have been set forth for us. So masks need to be worn at all times when you're on the floor. Right now, I'm not wearing my mask because I'm talking to you. Plus, you wouldn't be able to hear me if I had my mask on. Also, no loose fitting clothes. You know, we're going to be working with certain tools and things, and loose fitting clothes could get caught up into some of the saws or tools that we might be using. Um, Flat shoes that are covered. We don't want you coming in on your Friday night outfits with your 6-inch heels and platform shoes like my stepdad used to wear back in the 70s. Gary and I were talking about that earlier in the week, but you know, we want to have flat covered or flat shoes that have the tops of our feet and toes covered. Why do we want the tops of our feet and toes covered? Well, we don't want things falling on your feet, hurting your feet, and breaking your toes. Again, bad things. We want to avoid hospitals and doctors while we're here at work. And no open-toed shoes or sandals. Again, we want to make sure that our toes and things are protected. Some other safety guidelines. First and foremost, we all like to have fun and all like to have a good time. But when we're in the workshop area, we want to make sure that we're engaging in no horseplay or clowning around or running in the shop area. Now, you might say, why, man, I like to play. But in these areas, we want to make sure that the safety of everyone is paramount. So we want to make sure that that area is free from any items or any behaviors that would cause individuals to become unsafe. We also want to make sure that you are respecting your tools in your areas. How can I respect my tools in my areas? I know that someone's asking themselves that. Well, you want to make sure that you're using tools for what they're intended to be used for. I'm not going to go take a screwdriver and use a screwdriver to bang in a nail on a piece of wood. And I'm not going to use a wrench to try to get a nail or a screw out of something. I want to make sure that we're using tools the way that we're being taught how to use those tools. Along with the tools, if there's any tools that become damaged or whatever, you want to make sure that you tell the staff, which would either be myself or another staff that's working. You want to make sure that you let them know immediately when tools become damaged, because sometimes damaged tools can become hurtful towards the individuals that are using them. So we want to make sure we want to get those things off the floor and replaced immediately. We want to also make sure that everyone is cleaning up their own area. Now, I know there's there's times when there's something on the floor or trash that's on the floor or pieces of wood and things that you've used that are on the floor and they're not mine. But we all want to respect our area. And then my next one it says keep the shop floor clean and clear of all scrap materials, leftover materials, sawdust, tools, and spills. Again, any of those things on the floor could be dangerous, cause slips and falls. We want to cause slips and falls while we're here at work. And here's my statement. If you see it, it's up to you to clean it up. Now, that doesn't mean if I put it down there, I'm going to clean it up. That means if you see it, that means anyone. If I see it on the ground, then it's our responsibility to pick it up because we're all in this together. And miscellaneous, the last thing is cleaning of all brushes immediately after use. You know, we're going to be doing some painting of the products and things that we construct. We want to make sure that we clean the brushes after we're done because if we allow the brushes to dry up and become hardened, we can't use them anymore. We want to make sure that we're taking care of our items. Now, here's the crux of what we're going to do. Some of the items and things that we're going to be constructing here are, first and foremost, the first thing that we're going to make are cornhole boards. I've got a lot of orders for cornhole boards, guys. So we need to get this stuff started as soon as possible. You know, we've got football season's coming up here soon, and people want to make sure that they have their cornhole boards for their OSU games or those Pittsburgh Steelers games that people are going to watch. And those Browns fans, they can play cornhole also. We'll be glad to make them some too. Picnic tables are also what we're going to be making. Wooden benches, bird houses for the birds, so that you can hang in your front yard, you know, and feed the birds. And I don't know if any of you have actually sat and watched birds do their jobs, do their life. It's pretty entertaining watching what birds do. Butterfly houses, um, leading into planters, and then of course moving into dog houses. And the reason why we want to build dog houses is because dog houses are kind of the closest thing to um, building a house or building a house, so to speak. Um, we want to show them how to frame a wall and how to put those things together into how a house is built. So we're going to build dog houses also. And if you have any ideas yourself, feel free. Um, you know, this program is your program. If there's items and things that you feel like you might be entertained in terms of constructing, then by all means, let us know. I said earlier that some of the things that we're going to be learning are construction trades. What are some of the construction trades that we're going to be learning? We are going to be learning how to do basic wood and advanced construction, which is why we're starting out with the cornhole boards and those items. But then moving after doing the dog houses or whatever, moving to wall framing, teaching you how to frame a wall that goes into a house, teaching you how to do draw or drywall hanging. Next, wall repairing. I mean, if you've gotten mad and punched a wall or seen someone punch a hole in the wall and that hole is just a disgusting sight to be looking at. So we're going to teach you how to repair those drywall holes. Um, doing basic electrical installation as well as advanced electrical installation in terms of looking how to put wall lights in and sockets and switches, and also looking at how to put in ceiling fans. And the last but not least is doing basic plumbing installations, being able to change the fixtures and things that you might see up under a sink. I believe that is the last of my slide. But thanks all for spending the time and taking the time to listen to what we have planned here. As I said, this Woodworking Skill Lab, it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting, and we look forward to having you guys getting back and getting started in the area of woodworking. I appreciate your time, and thank you.